can be further expedited. This is the role of modern financial markets, and I think we should not miss this point. If you have good financial sector, then your economy grows, your influence on the regional markets grows. Now, do we want to give away this on the pretext that political implications of some financial accidents are going to be badly said? I said, we don't care, let the system provide for it. The question is the larger good, which is the good of sustained economic growth, and as a result, all the good things that we are trying to debate over this, whether financial inclusion will take place, economic inclusion will take place, industry would grow, we are saying capital does not reach SME, SMEs are borrowing at twice the cost than normal borrowers are borrowing. All this will go away if financial markets work the way they are designed to. Financial markets are designed to also face financial accidents. They will take place. Now the question is, if we can differentiate between them. A lot of baggage we are carrying because of what happened 2 years back. And that's why, people look at US and Europe and say, oh, modern financial markets are not good. There was a bad side of modern financial market. India is far away from them. We don't have an OTC market as of now. So we are saying at least the market that we recognize, which is good, which should grow so that the rest of the economy grows. And I don't think we need to put fear psychosis at this stage of India, because then we will be actually slowing down. And especially I would urge you, because we all look up to you to continue to preach that good markets and free markets are good, and we have our lessons. Those lessons we must learn.
No,
so I think
I've been mugged by reality, and this is not about the 2008 crisis. This is about India. We have an ethical crisis in India, and it is not going to be possible for us to achieve fundamental change in Indian finance if we are not facing some of these questions. Yeah.
Since you as an academic would have seen this in multiple countries, I have a fundamental question about this whole area of financial literacy. Right? I mean, one of the reasons why possibly telecom penetrated the way it did in the country is because it was sold like soap. Right? They dumbed it down. Right? A prepaid billing is so simple to understand. Right? And that possibly contributed to the fact that people are willing to pay up ARPUs of up to 150 rupees a month, which is 1,800 rupees a year, which is way higher than what people spend on general insurance in a year. Right? So it's not a question of the money, whether it was available or not. It's a question of whether it was simple enough and satisfied a need. So the question to you really is that how successful has financial literacy or education been in other countries? Because I somehow, maybe I'm just being a little skeptical here, that is it really possible for the average person to understand the complexities of various types of instruments and therefore make intelligent choices about how to split their portfolio? I mean, there's mutual funds, there's corporate bonds, there's pension, and what have you.
Government efforts on financial literacy have been relatively ineffective everywhere. There is a few studies out there doing careful measurement, and it's really gloomy. I mean, when a government goes out to try to do financial literacy, it's really not there. The greatest financial literacy story in the world is the United States, where index funds have gone from roughly 0% to roughly 40% of the managed funds market. And it took 2 generations. And I feel what mattered was basically professors in B school. That it was the university professors who just kept on telling their students that don't trust a fund manager, go buy an index fund. And over 2 generations, the message got across that today the average intelligent person in America takes pride that, I'm so smart, I only buy index funds. Whereas it's the dumb people who look at TV ads and buy active funds. So that is the greatest single success story of financial literacy in the world, where over a period of 2 generations, an entire mass belief came into place that index funds are the way a rational person plays it.
So Ajay, in that case, the question naturally is that an index fund presumably, I mean, for the lack of a better term, is